Welcome to another episode of the Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Today, my guest is Josie Humble. She is the co-director and rehabilitator at Vervet Monkey Foundation. She is formerly a veterinary technical advisor, and I'd like to introduce her to you. Stick around. Hi, Josie. How are you?
Hi, Nancy. I'm very well, thank you. And thanks for inviting me on Vegan Pulse.
I appreciate you being on the show. I try to get people from all over the world with their stories so that everyone out there can get a chance to meet as many people as possible to show how they became vegan. So, Josie, how did you come to veganism?
I've actually been raised vegetarian all my life. So my parents are vegetarian and they raised me the same. So I've always kind of been taught about compassion to animals. You know, if there's been a lamb in the field, I was associated with something you love and care for, as opposed to eating. So I'm very lucky in that respect. But going vegan came later on. So it was actually whilst I was at the Vervet Monkey Foundation in South Africa, where I am now, that I watched a documentary, and that's all it took. So I watched Gary Yourofsky, Best Speech You'll Ever Hear, which I'm sure many vegans are familiar with. And it just was a light bulb moment for me. I've had friends who are vegan, but nothing really clicked as to why they were. And I don't think I really ever questioned it too much. So it was after watching a documentary that overnight I didn't see it as food anymore. So, you know, no cheese, milk and eggs. That's not even food for me, because I saw the suffering that went with it. And interestingly, I actually did go to agriculture college, but I did the animal management side of it. So we did get involved with some procedures, which I wasn't happy about, but I didn't really see the true side, because you're taught to have those blinkers on nice and firm, and I didn't see the true side until I actually watched a documentary and then made that switch straight away, overnight. And then it was a few months later that we decided to change the Vervet Monkey Foundation from vegetarian to vegan. So we went through a transition stage. We thought, well, if we can become vegan, we would love for our volunteers to be able to experience that, and also to educate people into why it kind of fits in with us in the sanctuary.
So,
best decision I ever made.
that's what I think. Best decision ever. And unfortunately for me, I didn't make the connection. I had a friend who told me about veganism early on when I was in college. I didn't really pay attention to it. But then 7 years ago, he came to visit, and he kind of explained to me the part about the torture of the animals, which I really never really connected to, and the suffering of the animals. And then right then and there, it was like phew, a smack in the face. And it was like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have did this sooner. And 7 years later, I can tell you, I think it's the best decision I ever made. I wish I would have did it sooner. Like many people who go vegan.
Now, going vegan actually recovered my whole health as well, because I had a chronic illness. I recovered my whole health after 10 years. And so, yeah, definitely an advocate of it.
I did as well. So I could empathize with what you're saying. I understand exactly what you're saying. Now, tell me about the Vervet Foundation.
Yes, the Vervet Monkey Foundation is a sanctuary within South Africa. So we're in the Zanin and Limpopo province. Now, the foundation was established in 1993, and it was established because one monkey was found as an orphan with his umbilical cord still attached. He was about 2 days old. And basically, Dave, who was the founder, found this monkey and didn't know what to do with it. So he was a beekeeper, and he called nature conservation. And at the time, really sadly, they actually said, okay, the monkey's classified as vermin. You must take him, put him in a black plastic bag, take him behind the shed and smack him with a shovel. You must kill him. He's vermin. So they've been a compassionate human being towards animals and people, obviously decided that this is not a good thing to do. And he basically saved the life of one monkey. They went through many, many court cases. And then the Vervet Monkey Foundation was born and established, and many more people had rescued these orphans, and then something had to be established. So that's how the sanctuary kind of came about. And now it's a sanctuary for a place for orphans to go. We also have ex-pets that are kept illegally, because it is illegal to keep the vervets as pets in this country. And it could be monkeys hit by a car. It might be that they've been shot by pellet guns. That's quite common as well. or used for muti, traditional medicine. So there's many different causes as to why monkeys end up with us. So we're basically a rescue organization that helps them to live out their days at the sanctuary in a troop life with indigenous bush and vegetation and everything that we can give them that they was kind of taken away, their families were taken away and that kind of thing. We try and give them back a more natural situation. So yeah, that's our work in a nutshell, but it's kind of so much more with the education side and then also the vegan outreach that we try and do in between. So we're really trying to not just look after monkeys, but all animals and nature at the same time, which is why we have education programs and outreach as well, which is important because at the end of the day, we want to stop the orphans from coming into us and not being shot in the first place, so that we don't have to have this sanctuary. We love working here, of course, but the idea is that they don't come in and have that human-wildlife conflict. Yeah.
That is great. And so you do vegan outreach and you do education, but you also have volunteer opportunities at the Vervet Monkey Foundation, right?
Yes, actually, I started as a volunteer in 2005, came out for 1 month as a volunteer, absolutely loved it, still here 15 years later as co-director now, and the volunteers can come to choose from 2 to 4 weeks or longer. We also have internships available where people take on a bigger responsibility in a role such as integration or meds or behavioural observations. So we have a lot of different roles, even to be a baby mum when the orphans first arrive as well. So they can come out. We also have voluntary staff roles as well, where we provide accommodation and meals for longer term positions, say a year, 18 months plus as well, that they can actually really become the core team of the sanctuary and just evolve it and just move it forward as well. So yeah, plenty of opportunities. We definitely need the help to look after these little guys. We had 24 orphans in this year already. It's quite a big job.
Wow. And you have, I'll have all contact information for the Vervet Monkey Foundation on our website and things like that. But you also have a Vervet Monkey Foundation USA, as well as you're in Africa, but you're just starting a USA kind of connection.
Yes, we've started on Facebook, Vervet Monkey USA, and really that's also so that we can have people often ask us to if they want to donate. Then it can be tax deductible. And we're also in association with Pan-African Alliance as well for people to donate. So it's kind of remotely that we have that, but we do have a lot of support networking going on in the USA as well. And we also have a YouTube channel, which a lot of USA followers watch us once a week as well. So we do have those connections, and we have also in Europe and other areas, we have events coordinators so that we can really spread awareness out there about primates. Yeah.
Wow. And then in what part of South Africa is the sanctuary?
So we're in Zanin, which is Limpopo province. So it's about 1 hour from Kruger National Park. And of course, if volunteers come out, it's always a thing. They love to go to Kruger National Park and see the other wildlife. Although we do have a lot of wildlife on our sanctuary, then they do like to go there and places like the Blyde River Canyon and just see some nature and all the other wild animals that just come with Africa as well.
Well, thank you so much for the work that you do, Josie. It's individuals like you who are inspiring because they're trying to make the world better, not only by helping animals who have everything taken away from them, but also trying to educate other individuals about cruelty and how we can coexist and how we can make this a better planet for all.
Absolutely. Nancy, if it's okay with you, I just want to also say, because of the vegan connection, we've got a primates cookbook here that has just literally been launched with, we have vegan chefs come out. So it's got all of our different recipes, and there's one of our little guys there.
How cute.
One of the authors that come. So that is also available. But it's just because we've had so many voluntary vegan chefs come out that have done amazing work here, and it's to acknowledge them, but also to get their recipes out to others as well. And thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. So now you said vegan chefs. Now I'm a vegan chef. Can I come out sometime and cook for you all?
Absolutely, absolutely. We do offer accommodation and meals for vegan chefs. We love having the difference in variety as well. We've had some absolutely talented, amazing chefs, and we've also had people that aren't chefs but have come through and created amazing vegan meals just because they have a passion for cooking as well. Yes, chefs are welcome, and non-chefs.
Thank you, Josie. That's the one place I want to see before I pass away is Africa. It just seems that is just a
You're
beautiful,
more than
natural place.
Yes.
Thank you again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you again for being
on. It's my life here now. I live here and I love it.
Thank you again.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Vegan Pulse. I am your host, Nancy Arenas. Remember to check out our blog, follow us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have a pulse, you have a purpose. Live vegan.